Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. In this episode, I'm actually going to be talking about a subject that a lot of students tend to avoid come hiring season, and that is career fairs. Even though a lot of students try to avoid career fairs, from my experience, it is the best way to get a job or even schedule an interview with companies. In this video, I'm actually going to go through a lot of the tips and things that worked for me to gain the offers and internships that I got in the past to hopefully help you land the job that you want and that you're seeking. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is why career fairs are so important, especially for me in the past. It's worked for me primarily because I'm able to sell myself better in person when I'm actually talking to the recruiters at career fairs. Now, another reason why it's really essential for students to attend career fairs is because of these career fairs, especially college areas, they're actually looking for students with little to no experience in the real world. So you have a better chance of getting a job there than you are at a regular enterprise level company just applying like anyone else would. So if there's any takeaway from this video is that career fairs are the best way for students with little to no experience to get jobs out there in the real world, especially internships or full-time positions. Now for tip number one, I want to talk about dress code. And this, I'm actually just gonna breeze over it because it's pretty straightforward. I hope you already knew this. But don't wear anything too flashy. Like don't wear a red shirt with black tie, a black suit. Just wear something simple like a blue shirt or a white shirt with a gray jacket. You know, it's up to you how you want to dress, but my recommendation is not to wear anything too flashy, right? Because you don't want to make a statement right off the bat. Now for tip number two, this is something I didn't do for my first career fair and I kind of regret, which is to do research on the companies that you want to talk to. For most career fairs, they actually have a list of the companies that are going to attend. So you might want to take 5 minutes to 20 minutes at least glossing over the list to nitpick all the companies that you want to talk to, that you're interested in. Beyond that, do some research on the actual company and any openings that they have currently and the openings that you've seen in the past or you want to work for them. For example, in my experience, the first career fair I ever attended, I didn't do any research on any company. All I did was I walked up to the booth of the company that I wanted to work for, and it was not pretty. I didn't have anything to talk about or any openings that I was interested in because I didn't know what openings they had, and I made the common mistake of asking, what openings do you have? Now the problem with this is that if you say that, you're immediately letting them know that you didn't do any research, you didn't even take your time to look into the openings that they have. So something I advise for you to do before the career fair actually begins, which is to do research on the company, not just the openings they have, but more so like the core values that where they're located at, if you're actually even interested in them from the first place. And then look over the openings that they do have, and if you heard of any internships that they've had in the past but they don't have it on the site, keep that in mind, write that down so that you know what to talk about in career fairs. Another reason why doing research prior to the career fair is very important is, for example, in the past there's a certain company here in Houston, oil and gas company, that's very into volunteering events. So guess what I talked about when I spoke to them at the career fairs? About my volunteering events that I've done before, any volunteering projects that I've done in the past. They'd love to hear those things. So you learn these things either from talking to people that work there or have worked there, or from doing your research on your own. If you look it up online, you'll be able to find out so many other things and key things that they're looking for before even getting a chance to talk to them. So it serves as great talking points when you meet them. So that's something to keep in mind and always practice before the career fair itself. Now, this leads me to my next tip, which is what to say and what to talk about at career fairs. Now, at an early stage, I think they taught me to practice an elevator pitch, which is where you say,
my name is Juan Rivas, I'm a senior, blah, blah, I do this, and that, I've done this, and that.
And basically, you don't even let the recruiter even talk, right? You just spill it all out and hope to God that they're interested in you. But in my experience, it's worked best. Just hold an actual conversation with them. Just be like, hey, my name is Juan Rivas. I'm actually a senior here. I'm a CIS major. These are the skills I'm good at. I saw that you had an opening regarding this type of skill, for example, Python developer. I'm interested in that. I would love to be doing that. What can I do to make this happen? What are you guys looking for in me so that I can fit into that job and I can get the job that I want? Although I said I'm against elevator pitch and elevator speeches when it comes to talking to recruiters, there are certain things that I definitely recommend you saying to the recruiter immediately, which is obviously your name, you present yourself, you hand them your resume, and as you hand them your resume, you continue to talk about what level of school you are, what level student are you. For example, if you're a senior, you want to mention that. They're looking for seniors, they're looking for fresh graduates right off the bat. Secondly, your degree, your major, what are you focused on? If it's a double major, if it's a single, it's just one major, if it's computer science, computer information systems, if it's finance, you always want to mention that right off the gate so that they know in their minds they're already settling to what fits your skill set, right? Now beyond that, talk about yourself in the sense of, hey, I've done this in the past, I've loved doing this. Talk about the things that you love to do, you've done in the past that you are actually proud of, and that you want to do that as a career, and how that matches the company you're talking to. For example, I'm not going to mention the name, but that company at Fortune 500 was looking for, or had a lot of projects revolving app development. And at that time, I had been doing a lot of app development on my side, just a few side projects. So I brought that up. I was like, hey, I've been doing these side projects, have had a lot of fun, but I want to take that to the next level. And I think this opportunity that you guys have on your website fits perfectly for what I'm looking for. And I believe I can bring the most value to your company. That's some of the things that I mentioned that kind of sparked the conversation to where not only do I get an interview, but I actually get more so what I want rather than just an opening. A lot of students just go in and say, hey, I'm looking for a job. So how about you find a job that you're interested in, that you want to see yourself working for the next maybe 5 or 10 years. So that's something very important to say during that conversation with the recruiter. All right, just to recap, the things that you want to mention to the recruiter right off the bat is your name. You hand them your resume. You say the class level you are in school, whether it's sophomore, senior, or whatnot, and your degree. Beyond that, just keep in mind it's just a conversation with the recruiter about the things that you're good at, that you're interested in, and see how you fit in with that company. Now, for this next tip, it's in regards to being more assertive during your conversation with the recruiter. So after you're talking to the recruiter, everything's going well, you're mentioning your skills, what you're interested in, you always want to end it in an assertive tone, in the sense of, hey, we talked about these skills and these openings that you guys have. What can I do to make this happen? What do you need from me in order for me to be in that position or take that internship or even be interviewed with your company? Those are something that's very important in order for you to even have a chance of landing the opportunity. Now, besides that, you also want to leave and end the conversation by gathering their contact information, whether it's an email. They typically have their business cards with them, so ask for those. That way you can contact them after the career fair, which I recommend to be like maybe a day or 2 days after the career fair. So you can mention to them, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope it was well. I want to retouch or follow up on that opportunity we spoke about that fits my skills and your needs. That's something that's very key, and you want to leave with that piece of information. Now, all this is great for those that like to talk, but what if you get nervous when you talk to recruiters? Now, for my next tip, I recommend you talking to companies that you're not entirely interested in, so you can get that groove and get in the mood of talking to people. I know it's hard, not a lot of people love to talk. I love to talk, so that's just me. But not everyone likes to talk to recruiters in that sense. That's why a lot of students hate career fairs. So what I recommend is talking to companies that you're not interested in or not 100% interested in, maybe even outside of your major or outside of your degree. Talk to them, just get in the groove, show them your resume, just practice, and then go talk to the companies that you're 100% interested in. Now, all of these tips are great, but there's one thing that always bothers me about career fairs is that how can you stand out from the crowd? And the reason why it's so hard at career fairs, especially when it comes to university-sponsored career fairs, is because you're competing with the same students that are taking the same classes as you, have the same degree as you. How are you going to stand out? How are you any different from them? Now, someone might say, obviously, the GPA. That's just one variable, and that's pretty much it. That's all you have that's different. Now, what are things you can do to stand out at career fairs? My personal favorite is that I made an actual business card that showcased exactly that. My name, my degree plan, whether I'm a senior now or when I'm graduating, which is very important, and the skills, the things that I'm skilled at. I'll actually showcase it right now. Alright, so this is the front part of my business card. Right off the bat, you can tell I have a picture of myself, and the reason I did that is so that they have a face to recognize and kind of like tie it to the resume that I'm handing at the same time. To me, that resulted pretty good. I have my name, and underneath I have my title. I put experienced IT professional primarily because at this time I had already done an internship prior to this, and I had experience in the field, so I thought I'd add that just to, just extra stuff. I have my degree, the university I attended, and when I'm graduating. Those are 3 very important aspects to my business card, as well as the contact information that's to the right of it, which is my phone number, my LinkedIn, and my email. So that's the main things that I wanted up front. So that's the first thing they see when they get my business cards and when they get my resume, basically. So that's the whole thought process behind the front part of my business card. Alright, so hopping over to the back side, I've added a few icons to kind of depict my skills without having to actually write my skills. I found it to be a little cleaner and more aesthetically pleasing. So I added databases, automation, analytics, and pricing management. And also I added a QR code. Now what happens is that if you scan the QR code, it would take you directly to my LinkedIn page. Now the reason I did that is because I didn't specify that it would go to my LinkedIn. I just said that it would take you to my portfolio. I wanted them to scan it and view my page, and at the same time, when I get on LinkedIn, I'll be able to see who looked at my page, which recruiter. So that's kind of like why I left that QR code there, and it worked. I saw a few recruiters that looked at my profile, so I advise that you do the same. And all of this was done with Vistaprint, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Vistaprint. So I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested. Another thing I did to stand out was that I brought with me some projects that I've worked on. Now, I know this isn't the same case for everyone in every single degree, but for me personally, we worked on several projects so that I could actually print out a version of that project so I could showcase it to the recruiters or managers at the career fairs. This helped me out a lot, especially to showcase what I've done and what I was responsible for in that project. So it was good to showcase what you did in a very presentable manner. Keep in mind, if you do bring a copy of the projects that you worked on, make sure that it's easy for them to take with them. Like if you bring a whole binder, chances are they're not gonna take it with them. If you can, bring a floppy, bring a CD that has those files in it. They'll definitely appreciate that over having a binder. But if you can, have a printout version of the projects you worked on so you can hand it to them along with your resume. Makes it a lot easier for you to send out, especially when they get back to the office and they're scrambling through the resumes. They'll see that document that's not the common theme for a resume. They'll see it and they'll say, okay, who is this person? You'll have a better chance of being recognized as, you know, standing out, especially when they get back to the office, like I mentioned. So it's very key to have it to where you can give it to them the same way you would give the resume to them. All right, guys, that does it for this video. I hope you like it, and more importantly, I hope you get the job that you're looking for. If you have any questions or you think I left something out, please leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. But like I said, hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. I'm going to be doing more videos in this nature to help you guys land jobs and more so dominate the interviews that you guys are scheduled for. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. In this video, I'm actually going to be...
toilet paper.
Come on, man. Who's Juan? Oh, the guy that all the time, just for 24/7. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video. It really helps out the channel. If you're interested in any other topics, please.